Hi everyone and welcome to our live creative time today. My name's Mandy Witherby from Mandy's Papercraft Creations and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Sydney, Australia. Welcome everyone. It's great to have you here. I have got a really fun fold card today. We're going to be using some of our beautiful designer series papers and creating a beautiful card that you can send to someone special. So while I am waiting for people to jump on, I'll just call this up on my other devices so that I can see all of your lovely comments there. So bear with me one moment. We'll get that all ready. As you're jumping on, say hi. Let me know that you're here. It's always fun to craft with friends. And if you are not crafting today, then just feel free to sit back and relax and enjoy the project that I have to share with you today. Okay, hi Roz, how are you? Great to have you here. Oh, bonjour Fran, all the way from France. Lovely to have you here, welcome. And what is the season at the moment like over there in France? What is the weather like there? Over here today in Sydney, Australia, well, I'm in Western Sydney, so I'm 45 minutes west of the city. It is very, very windy today and quite cold outside. But yeah, it's been extremely windy all night and all day today. And things have been flying around and chairs on the alfresco outside have been blowing over and all sorts of things. Crazy day. How are you today, Roz? How has your weekend been? Are you crafting along today as well? That's another thing as well. If you are crafting along, then let me know. I would love to sharing the fun of creativity with you. All right, so we've got a few people finding us now. If you are new to watching my my channel, then thank you so much for joining me. My name's Mandy Witherby and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Sydney, Australia. My videos on a Monday, I film on on Facebook, and I upload them to YouTube later on. So you may be watching me live today, and if you are, you'll see the red live button. Sorry, it's this side, up in the top corner. If you don't see that, then you are watching the replay, and over on YouTube, it will be on the replay as well. I'm getting a little tickle in my throat. I'll just have a little sip of water. Okay, pardon me. So yes, all of my links will be in the description of this video once I have finished filming here on Facebook. I actually was running a little bit late today, so I forgot to put them in the description before I went live, but that's okay. All the descriptions for everything will be in the description of the video after I finish filming, and over on YouTube they'll be uploaded as soon as I upload that video, so you can find everything there. All right, now I'm not sure if my oh yes, okay, I was just double checking that my comments are still working. I think they are. Oh, there we go, great, I can see comments. I got worried then for a moment. I thought, wait, I'm not seeing any comments. Roz says, I'm great, loved creativity now on Saturday, looking to craft some cards. Fantastic, yes. So if you see me looking over that side, it's because that's where my computer screen is. That's where I can see all of your comments. So yes, on Saturday, we actually had a Creativity Now event. It was an online creativity event for Stampin' Up! Demonstrators. It's one of the perks of being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. We get to do all these additional fun things together. It was an online event and we got to play with a brand new some brand new products that are coming out in the next mini catalog, which doesn't release for a couple of months yet, but we got it early, so that's always super fun as well. As Stampin' Up! Demonstrators, we do get to pre-order product early, but this was even earlier than that for this special event. So that was really, really great, and I'm glad to hear that you really enjoyed it, Roz. That's fantastic. Did you make the stepped up versions of the cards as well, Roz? or did you just do the easier ones that that they shared on the event? I would love to know about it. So I wasn't able to stay for the whole event because I was taken away, whisked away up to the Blue Mountains to a place called the Hydro Majestic for a beautiful high tea overlooking the beautiful mountains and valleys. It was stunning. It was a beautiful, perfect day. Freezing cold up there though, and very windy, but the weather was absolutely gorgeous. Not a cloud in the sky. And I did upload some videos yesterday. I think it was yesterday evening. I uploaded some, not videos, sorry, photos of my trip and my high tea, which was really lovely. I actually took a lot of photos there too because it's a very old heritage building, and the furnishings and everything were really, really beautiful and ornate. And then the gift shop, it had lots of vintage paraphernalia around from the historical part of the hotel. Anyway, I took lots and lots of photos, and some of those I'm going to use as creative inspiration as well. So you might see additional photos pop up from time to time as I'm creatively inspired by them. I'll share those with you. So yeah, it was really wonderful. But I did watch the rest of Creativity Now yesterday, and I finished creating all of the cards, including the stepped up versions as well. Hi Tracy, how are you? Lovely to have you join us. Welcome. And Rose is here as well. Hi Rose, how are you? Lovely to have you join us as well. Fantastic. All right, we've got a few with us now. So yeah, so I'm glad that you really enjoyed that, Rose. That's awesome. Okay, so let me share a few things with you now before we jump into our creative time. The first thing I wanted to let you know is we have, Stampin' Up has a couple of specials at the moment, and they end this Friday. So at the moment there is a special starter kit promotion. Now with the Stampin' Up starter kit, with this promotion, you will get additional products in your starter kit that you get to choose yourself. So currently you pay $169 and you get to choose $283 worth of product in your starter kit. Now you can, it's fully customizable, so you can choose all of the products you want to put in your starter kit. So basically you're getting $114 worth of product for free at the moment. The usual offer that is on all the time, you get $66 worth of product for free, but you get additional at the moment. I think it's an additional $44, I think. Yeah, which is awesome. So, you know, any freebies are fantastic, but when you get additional, that's awesome too. Now this offer is going to end on Friday, the 30th of June. So if you would like to jump on that, then be sure not to leave it too long, because you'll miss out on getting those additional freebies. Now, when you join Stampin' Up, I'll just let you know a couple of things. There's lots and lots of value. It's actually the best value in the catalog is to purchase that starter kit, because you get all of those freebies, plus you get an ongoing 20% discount on all of your Stampin' Up products, and you can build that up to 25% over time if you choose to. So you get that great discount. You'll get free shipping on that starter kit order, and you'll be joining my team, which is the Papercraft Gems. Oh, I'm getting my tongue tied. The Papercraft Gems. And we love to welcome in new team members. In fact, we had a new team member who just joined last night. So welcome to Penny, who has joined our team last night. So that's super exciting, and everyone was welcoming Penny today. So yeah, so you'll be joining a team of beautiful, beautiful people. We have a great time together. We do lots of things together as a team. We craft together each month as well, and we do that online because a lot of our team is spread all across the country. So in order to include everyone, we do that online. I have team recognitions for my team. We have creative challenges where they can win prizes. All different sorts of things. And we've got our first team retreat coming up in August. It's going to be a full day in-person crafting retreat, And for those that live out of the area, we're going to Zoom them in so that they can come and join us as well. So it's going to be fantastic. Not only that, we have all of the perks of Stampin' Up as well. So we get to join in additional demonstrator only events like we had on Saturday. We get brand new product early. We get a complimentary catalog with each new catalog, and we get to order from that early. And so many things. There's Facebook pages, and there's the demonstrator website, and you have access to so many so much information, so much creativity, and creative inspiration, and you get to meet so many beautiful like-minded crafty people, which is super awesome. And the community is the best thing. I mean, of course we love the creativity, but second to the creativity, or probably on par really, is the community. It's a beautiful community to belong to. Now, when you join Stampin' Up, you do not need to sell product. So I just let you know that a lot of people get really worried and concerned that they're going to need to sell products to people, and they don't want to do that. But that's totally okay if you don't want to do that. You can just purchase the products for yourself and enjoy the discount. So, and you can stay as long as you like. You can leave whenever you like. There's no lock-in period or anything like that. When you purchase the starter kit, you do have a full quarter to be able to stay. So if you joined now in June, you'd be able to stay until the end, or that means you can keep enjoying that discount until the end of September. In fact, and then there's the pending month in October. So till the end of October really. So that's 4 months that you can enjoy that discount. Now there are minimums if you would like to stay on. If you would like to stay on, there are minimums that Stampin' Up require us to meet. But if you can't meet that minimum, then that's fine. You just go back to being a customer. It's super easy, and there's no expectation aside from that. So if you choose not to meet your minimum, or your budget doesn't stretch that far, that's totally fine. Just purchase the products that you want, and then then you can just go back to being a customer. It's super easy. There's no exit penalties. You don't have to officially resign or anything like that. You just basically stop ordering as a demonstrator and go back to ordering as a customer. It's really easy. But if you so I could talk about joining all day and being part of the Stampin' Up community. It's just it's just a fantastic opportunity. But if you would like more information about that, please feel free to get in contact with me. And I would love to answer any questions that you have about becoming part of the Stampin' Up family. So, because we would love to welcome you. So, hey Brenton, how are you? Great to have you here. Oh, Matthew's here too. Hey Matthew, how you going? Haven't seen you around for ages. Sorry, I'm just itching my ankle. Got a little itch there. I am doing well, thank you. And how are you? What have you been up to? Share with me in the comments. Have you been doing lots of creative projects? Let me know. Okay. And Brenton, did you work on the weekend? How was your weekend? Or did you get some time off? I know you work most weekends. Matthew says I'm doing very well. That's great. Great to hear, Matthew. All right, now another couple of things we have got happening in Stampin' Up at the moment is we have got the Designer Series paper sale. So there are 13 different packs of Designer Series paper that are discounted by 15%. So now is a great time to stock up on all of your beautiful Designer Series papers, or patterned papers. We call them Designer Series paper, or for short, DSP. In Stampin' Up, we use a lot of shortened versions of things. So DSP, SU, BBB, you learn them all, you learn the lingo. But yeah, beautiful Designer Series paper. Now you can choose from 13 different packs, so you can choose any of them that you like. I will pop up my links actually in the description right now for you. I'll put my Linktree link there, and when you click on that, it takes you to all of my links, so then you can navigate to where you want to go, depending on what it is that you want to look at. So let me grab that here, and I'll put that in the comments, because I haven't yet put it in the description, but I will do that once I've finished filming. Let's put that there now. There we go. So you can click there and that can take you to all of that. So I've got a link on there as well for this PDF if you would like to have a look at which designer series papers are on special, or you can just go to the online store. And when you go to the online store, you'll see a promotional banner that will come up across the top. You can just click on that, or you can click on the sales and specials, and that'll take you to the page where all of those specials are happening. But we're going to be using some of that beautiful designer series paper today to create a really fun fold card. We're going to be using quite a bit of the paper, some of the different patterns. So that'll be great. Another thing that I have got at the moment too is the June tutorial bundle. So this one has 47 projects, including one of mine, in this tutorial bundle. This is the Crafty Collaborations tutorial bundle. I collaborate with demonstrators from all around the world to put these tutorial bundles together for our customers, our team, and for anyone who would like to purchase them. So if you are one of my customers, you will receive this for free when you place orders with me this month and your orders are over $75. If you're not a customer of mine, you might be another demonstrator, you might have your own demonstrator, or you might be from overseas. You can purchase the PDF for this tutorial bundle for $28. You just need to flick me a message or an email, and I can sort that out for you. So it's a beautiful, beautiful tutorial. Now, there's a new one every month. So this one, it's always going to be available. So you can always get the past ones if you want to too. So you can find them all on my blog, actually. If you want to have a look at my blog, it's mandyspapercraftcreations.blogspot.com, and you'll find all of those tutorial bundles there, as well as some of my technique tutorials as well that are there for purchase as well if you would like those. So check those out over on my blog, and also over on my blog is my newsletter subscription button. So if you'd like to subscribe to my newsletter, you'll also find that link in my link tree. And if you'd like to be kept up to date with all the latest goings on in Stampin' Up, weekly creative inspiration, from time to time I add extra special creative inspiration in there, tutorials, all different sorts of things, then definitely subscribe to my newsletter. All right, last thing. Hi Janelle, how are you? Lovely to have you join us. Last thing I'm going to share with you is that today is the last day to register for my ribbon and trim sampler. So this is for all of the new ribbons and trims that have come in with the new annual catalogue. Doesn't include the ones that are carried over. It's for all of the brand new ones. So when I tip the camera down, I'm actually going to show you some of those. But today's the last day to register. Again, there is a link in my link tree if you would like to have a look at that. And in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to double check this on my link tree to let you know which, it's just loading. There we go. Yeah, it's the first link. So when you click on my link tree, which is the link I popped in the comments there, and I'll put that in the description of the video, it's the first link there. You just click on that. That'll take you through to the information page about my ribbon and trim sampler, and also the registration form is there as well attached to that information. So if you want to register, then you just fill in your information and I'll get in contact with you. But make sure you don't miss out, because today's the last day to register for that. All right, so that is all the news that is happening at the moment. Lots and lots happening. It's always so exciting. Okay, but June is a great month. June, lots and lots of things have been happening in June. All right, so what I will do is I will tip the camera down onto the desktop, and I'm going to show you these ribbons. Then I'm going to show you some of these beautiful papers and also the card that we're going to be creating today. And I am changing it up a little bit too. So stick with me and I'll show you how I'm going to do that. I'll just bring this back up on Facebook because I went out of there for a moment. Oh, there we go. Okay, great. Alrighty. Okay, so let me know who is crafting along with me today and what are you creating with? What stamp sets or designer series paper do you have out? Let me know in the comments. I would love to know. It's fun when we share our creativity with each other. All right, I'm going to cover up the camera while I tip the camera down, just so I don't make you all dizzy while I'm doing all the transitions. So bear with me for a moment. Oh, did that one flip? Oh, I don't know if that one flipped. Yes, I think it did. Okay, we'll find out in a moment anyway, won't we? We're either going to be upside down, the back to front, or on the roof, or hopefully we'll be in the right place. Okay. Here we go. Okay, I'll tighten up all of my clamps to make sure my phone stays in place and doesn't fall while I'm filming. Okay, there we go. So are we, oh, we're up the right way. Yay, that worked. Good. I was a little bit worried that I might have not pressed the right flip button, the upside down flip button, because it's confusing. I've got to do the left to right flip and the top to bottom flip. So it flips it both ways so that it's, when I put the camera down, it's up the right way for you guys. So there we go. All right. Now, all of the products I'm sharing with you today are available in my online store. Today's date is actually the 26th of June, 2023. I forgot to say that at the beginning. So yes, so these products that I'm using today are all current at the time of me filming this. Why is that looking weird? Hang on a sec. Oh no, that's okay. Yes, so you'll be able to find those in my online store. Now, if you are shopping with me, be sure to use my host code. Let me move that down a little bit. Actually, it's up a bit high. This is my June host code. So there will be a new one for July at the end of this week. But this is my June host code. And when your orders are over $75, you will receive that beautiful tutorial bundle, which I just showed you. You'll receive that absolutely free. And then if you put in a really big order, if your order goes over $150, you'll get an additional little gift from me as well. Okay, but if you are ordering up to, you know, up around the $150, $160, please consider joining Stampin' Up, because it is your best value and you will save a lot doing it that way, purchasing the starter kit, as well as you'll get all of the added value of being part of Stampin' Up and our team as well. All right, Matthew said, I'm just starting to make some Christmas cards. Oh, fantastic. Getting into it early, Matthew. That's great. That's fantastic. Are you using current products, or are you using some retiring products, retired products, I should say, or are you using a combo of both? Let me know in the comments. All right, so this is some of the ribbons. I feel like this camera is tipped at a weird angle. Is it? I don't know what. Anyway. Yes, so this is some of the new ribbons that are going to be in the ribbon sampler, and this one as well. So there's two options in the ribbon sampler. This one we're actually using today, so that's why I've got that pulled out. And there's a couple more new ribbons that I have on order that are coming, that are also included in the ribbon sampler. I just don't have them all yet. So there's two ribbon samplers. So there's one with the in colors, so you'd get these ones, and this one is part of the in colors, and the jute trim as well. And you get a meter, I think it's a meter of each of those, so you end up with a total of 10 meters altogether of those. And then the second choice, or actually that's the second choice, the first choice or the first option is these ones, plus the ones that are coming. So what have we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, I've got 2 other ones coming that I don't have yet, and you'll get a meter of each of those. So doing it this way, it gives you a lovely sample of all of these beautiful ribbons at a much more affordable price, rather than having to buy a whole spool of them and then, you know, deciding that maybe it's not a color that you would ordinarily use, or it doesn't match with the papers that you have in your stash or whatever. And it just is a really great way of giving you, you know, a sample, which is why we're calling it a sampler. Yeah, so if you want to check that out, be sure to check out that link in my link tree. In fact, you know what? I'm going to pop up. Let's see. Have I got the link specifically for that? Yes, I do. Let me pop up the link specifically for that. I'll put these away. I'll just grab my keyboard. And I'll put the link in the comments for you for the ribbon and trim sampler. So you can go directly there if you want to go and check out all of the information about it. Okay, so be sure that if you would like that, that you do register today, which is Monday the 20, did I say it was the 26th of June? It's the last day to register today. Alrighty. Okay, let's see. Oh, hi Martha, how are you? So lovely to have you join us. And Jean is here as well. Hi Jean, how are you? Jean likes that idea of the ribbon. Is that the ribbon sampler, Jean? You like that idea? Yeah, it's a great way of just getting a little bit of lots of different types of ribbons, and then you can decide from there what are your favorites and what you would like to buy more of. All right, so today we are going to be doing an amazing fun fold card. Okay, so now I don't know what this fun fold card is called, but I don't know if it has a specific name. It's sort of like a double fun fold card almost. But it is so fun to create this one. All of the measurements will be on my blog tomorrow, okay? But the first one that I created was this one using the beautiful masterfully made 12 by 12 designer series paper. And I'll show you how this opens. So we hold it closed with the ribbon, and then we open it this way, and then we open it this way, and then we open it this way to the inside where you will write your greeting. Isn't that so fun? And then to close it, we do the opposite. We've got to close that one, and then that one, and then that one, and then tie our bow. How gorgeous is that? Now this one, for the sentiment, I used, oh, where did I put that now? Oh, here it is. For the sentiment, I die cut from the Love For You dies. I die cut the For You. Whoops, hang on, move over there. There we go. So that's cut from the dies, and then the friend is stamped from the stamp set. Okay. The designer series paper, this one, and this one, that is from the Masterfully Made designer series paper. And this is one of the ones that are on special at the moment, 15% off. So if you think that this paper looks gorgeous, which it is, whoops, oh, there you go. As you can see, this is what I have left of my paper. So it does come in 12 by 12 sheets, but of course I've already used some of this. Actually, let's put that over that side. I've already used some of this, and this is what I have left, okay? And this is beautiful paper. So this has been created by the Stampin' Up design team, and they've created all these beautiful paper flowers and paper elements and leaves and things, and done lots of tearing, and then they've photographed it to create this beautiful paper. So we've got some tearing on here as well, so you can see that's actual torn paper that has then been photographed. It's beautiful paper. It's very it looks very realistic. This one's got like printing in the background, and then you've got that design on top. I love this one. How gorgeous is that? So pretty. This one looks like it's all been hand painted. This one, oh, there's another little scrap. This one's the same as the green paper, only it's been coloured in the Berry Burst. And look at this one. This is just a piece. This is a strip. So this would normally be 12 inches long and 12 inches wide. And it's like a little mountainous scene made out of torn paper and then photographed. It looks really 3D when you see it, but it's actually a flat paper. It's one of those papers you want to touch because you want to feel the texture, but it's actually flat. And then this one, we've got some more tearing there and some embossed pieces as well that have been embossed with, oh, I don't know which embossing folder that is actually. Maybe the script one. Beautiful. And then with that, there's that one. Oh, and this is more of that other one that I just showed you. This one on the other side. Oh, actually, this is a different piece. Let me see. Where'd that other one go? This one. Oh, yeah, it's a different piece. Same design, just in different colours. Go that way. Because this one's got the fresh freesia on the other side, and this one has Pretty Peacock. And then this one, how gorgeous is that? So this one would have a mirror image on the other side, the other half of the 12 by 12 paper. Isn't that beautiful? And again, we've got that torn design there in Pretty Peacock. So isn't that just so gorgeous, that paper? So much you can do with that paper. It's really beautiful. Now this paper is part of a suite. Oh, where did I put my catalogue? Hang on one sec. I put it back over on my shelf. So I did have it marked in here. Here it is, here. So this designer series paper is part of the Masterfully Made suite, which is really beautiful. I don't have the stamps and dies just yet, but they're on my wish list. As you can see, I've got one of my wish list. I'll move that down a bit. I've got one of my wish list tabs in there. But yeah, so you can get just the paper, or you can get the stamps and dies together as a bundle or individually. But if you buy the stamp sets, you'll be wanting those beautiful dies to go with them. Or you can get everything. There's also the adhesive backed sequin trio that are part of the suite. If you want all of those products in the suite, you can just put in the one code that you'll find here on page 102. That one code will give you all of the products, or you can get them individually, and each of the codes is listed here if you want them individually. Okay, so there's lots of different choices there. You love this paper too, Janelle. Oh, that's fantastic. It's beautiful, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, Joy Fold card. It could be a Joy Fold card, Matthew. Yeah, maybe. I'm not actually sure of the name of it. I first saw this card at an event I attended. Oh gosh, when was that? A year and a half ago? It was quite a while ago. Yeah, it's oh, you love it as well, Matthew. Yeah. Janelle says, OMG, I got this stamp set. I'm crafting along with you. Oh, fantastic. I have had a card idea I've been waiting to try. I'm going to use this stamp set. Oh, perfect, Janelle. That's awesome. Yep, and you love the paper too. Yep. Oh, hey, Julie, how you going? Great to have you with us. Oh, that's so cool, Janelle. All right, so there we go. So that's the suite. Now, what I thought we'd do, because I have already created one in this, and I want to highlight some of those beautiful designer series papers because, you know, we've only got a few more days to get them at the discount, the 15% discount. So it's a great time to get them. And I was thinking, oh, I think I'm going to change it up and make a different one. Same layout, but using different papers. And I was deciding which ones. So at first I thought, oh, I'd love to do them with the countryside in papers because that would just be beautiful. So these are the countryside in designer series papers. And again, this is all I have left, but they are a 12 by 12. Wait, let me move my card out of the way. They do come in 12 by 12 12 by 12 inch size. See, I've got all my little scrappy bits here that I've kept. I keep all of my little scraps because they do come in very handy. 1, 2, hang on, what have we got? 1, 2, 3. So another one hiding there. 4, 5. Where's my sixth piece? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a sixth design, but I must have used it all. Ah, well, there you go. So that's one side. Aren't they beautiful? And then this is the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, there's another piece with another design on it, which I've used. So there we go. Oh, you like this fold card, Julie? Yeah, it's a great one, isn't it? You're after something to make for your sister's wedding card, so this might be it. Ah, fantastic, fantastic. So yeah, so I thought of that one, but then I thought, wait on, I've already used that in a video before. I should use something that I haven't used yet. So it would look beautiful in this paper, and maybe I will still make one in this paper later on. But hang on a sec, let me just move. Just going to move all my ribbons out of the way. There we go. I'm running out of space today. And we'll move that one. But instead, I thought, do you know what? I haven't yet used this one. I haven't used yet the Let's Go Fishing Designer Series paper. So I thought today we will make one of these fun fold cards for the men or for the women that like fishing, because I have friends that like fishing as well. So I thought, well, we will do the same layout and we'll use some of this beautiful paper as well. Oh, hi, Glenda. How are you going? You're a little bit late. That's okay. No worries. I've just been sharing a few things and we're going to make one of these fun fold cards today. Now, it was tied up with the ribbon, but I'm not retying it because I keep on opening it and it opens like this. So that's what we're going to be creating today. And we're playing with our beautiful designer series paper. So there we go. All right. Now, I'm not sure if we might not have Amber in the comments. Amber is my moderator. And she's usually in the comments, but she had some other things she needed to do, so she might join us a little bit later. So if I do miss any of your comments, then please feel free to comment again or ask again if you've got a question. And yeah, hopefully I'll pick it up, because once I get crafting, I get my head in the creativity and sometimes I forget to look at comments. Brenton says, have this DSP and the suite actually, haven't used it yet. Ah, okay. Well, maybe I'll give you some ideas today. Fantastic. And Glenda says that she loves fishing as well. Oh, well, that's awesome. I used to fish also. Oh, hang on. I've only pulled out the 3 that I'm using. No, these are the other 3. These aren't the 3 I'm using. The 3 we're using today are over this side. How fun are these papers? Look at these. We've got all the little flies here. We've got some fishing rods, some fish, and then these are the 3 patterns we're going to use today. We're going to use these ones. So we've got some water, we've got some more flies there, and look at all the colourful fish. So you can fussy cut these and use them on your projects. They're quite easy shapes to cut out. Now, this designer series paper is part of a suite. I will show you the whole suite in a moment. On the other side, look at these awesome patterns. Now, these awesome patterns on the other side can be used for any occasion. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, that's all of them. Aren't these just so fantastic? And some of these you can stamp directly onto. Just really beautiful. Look at this one. This is like a wood grain, but it's got like a denim look to it. Like it's in the, I think that might be in the Misty Moonlight. But yeah, how gorgeous are these papers? Just fantastic for lots and lots of different occasions. So yeah, this is a really great paper pack. So I'll show you in the catalogue the whole suite for this one. Yeah, so I grew up fishing actually. My dad was a very keen fisherman. He used to fish in the rivers, but he was mainly a beach fisherman. He loved fishing at the beach. So 78 to 79. We'll go to pages 78 and 79. So I grew up fishing. However, when I met my husband, I did take him fishing a couple of times and he just did not enjoy it. So, and then when our children were young, I did take them fishing a couple of times too. One of my daughters really liked it. One of my other daughters just would not even go near the bait or touch a fish hook or a fish or anything. So she didn't like it at all. And our son, he was like, oh yeah, whatever. But yeah, so we didn't keep up with our fishing. The kids did have their own rods and things when they were little, but we don't have them anymore. But yeah, so there you go. So I do have a bit of a fishing background. However, it's been many, many years. But how gorgeous is this suite? Look at this. So we've got the beautiful designer series paper. How fun is the stamp set and the coordinating dies? And you can actually create a little tackle box with the dies. They create like a little tackle box looking die cut shapes that you can create a little tackle box card. How fun is that? And you've got some water there as well, and some hooks and sinkers, and die cuts the fish, and yeah, all sorts of fun things. And also too, there's this beautiful embossing folder, which you probably can't really tell on the camera. It's really hard to see, and I don't have that one yet, but I hope to get that one soon. It's a twisted rope 3D embossing folder, and I've actually seen people use it to represent wool as well, like a twisted wool. It's really beautiful. Oh, this suite is on your list, Julie. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, you'll love it. There's so many bits in there. I actually think I have friends who fish as well, and yeah, I think I need to get this suite just to make a few cards. Great for the blokes as well. Often we struggle with masculine cards, a lot of us. Some of us, I won't speak for everybody, but some of us struggle with masculine cards, and so this is just a great suite for that. But even the sample projects, like, they just look fabulous. So yeah, so there you go. Look, there's that tackle box there. You can see the outline here of it. Isn't that just so cute? So yeah, so that's the paper we are going to use today. As I said, I don't have the rest of the suite. We are just going to play with the paper today, and we are going to create this fun fold card, but with a masculine feel to it. Alrighty, so let's get started. Now, I've put all the papers together. Which ones was I using? These three. Okay. This one is the wild wheat color too. I love this color. This is a beautiful, beautiful color. It's a very goldy sort of color. Okay, so the ones I'm not using, I'll just pop back in the packet so that I don't get myself all mixed up. Okay, now I've edited some of the original measurements. I just changed a few things up a little bit as I was creating my original card. So the original layout that I saw, and I don't know if she actually created this one or had just created it for the event, but it was by Gina Hawley, who is Lisa Curcio's daughter. And she created one of these cards using a suite that we had available at the time, which was, I can't think of the name of it, but it had those peaches in it. Do you remember that one with the peaches? And I made a couple of those then. And yeah, so that was a while ago. I haven't made one of these since then, but I thought it would be fun with new product. Julie says, I struggle, but this is going to be used for Father's Day cards. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. That'll be awesome. All right, now we are starting with a piece of Misty Moonlight. Now this piece is cut at 24.7 centimeters. Now, if you miss any of these measurements, don't panic, because I'm going to be putting all of these measurements up on my blog tomorrow. They'll be up there tomorrow for you, okay? So if you miss them today, sweet as a peach. That's the one, Julie. Thank you. Good remembering. Oh my goodness, you've got an amazing memory. That was the one, yes. Yeah, so all of the measurements today will be on my blog tomorrow, so don't worry if you miss them. All right, so this one was 24.7 centimeters by 14.9 centimeters, so just a little bit more than half of a designer series an A4 cardstock. We are then scoring. So I've already done the scores, but I will show you. So we've done our cutting, okay, and then we're going to open up the extension arm on our trimmer to do our scoring, and we're going to score from one side, and we're going to score it at hang on, I changed that again. What did I change that to? 10.2. So you're going to come across to 10.2, and you're going to use your scoring blade, okay? And you're going to score that a couple of times. I've already done it on here, so I won't do it again. Then you're going to open up the arm of your trimmer and you're going to move that across to 20.7. So it's 2 little lines past the 20.5 measurement, or 20.5 measurement. I'll move that down a little bit, okay? So then you're going to go across to 20.7. There it is there. And then you're going to score again. Okay, so then when you fold your cardstock, you're going to have 3 panels. All the other pieces we're going to cut together. Okay, so we're going to flip it over so that we've got the mountain fold is going to be on the inside. Okay, so that's the part where you see the score line where it's raised up. That's the mountain fold. So we're going to fold this piece in this way. We're going to take our bone folder and we're going to burnish that there. And then you'll notice that this piece is now just inside that next score line, okay? So that it will fold flat. Then that small flap, we're going to fold that across, okay? And then it's kind of making like a little envelope. You could actually turn it that way as well and make a fun fold card like that too, which would be super fun. So you can, yeah, you can do it different ways. Now we're going to add an extra piece on here as well. All right, so you want to burnish that really well to make that one sit down. It is going to want to sit up a little bit because this cardstock is quite stiff. It's lovely and thick, quite stiff. That's why we have the ribbon. That's why we have the ribbon tie to hold it all together, okay, when we're posting it. And it also makes it look really pretty. All right, so that is the first step. Now, for this layer, we're going to use our designer series paper, and we're going to have this piece. We're going to cut this piece first for our large panel here. Okay, so let's do that. We'll bring in our trimmer. We'll do it all together. So if you would like to craft along with me, I will give you the measurements as we go, but as I said, if not, don't panic. You don't have to rush to write them down. They will all be on my blog. All right, so this designer series paper is going to measure 9 centimeters wide and 4.4 centimeters long. So I'm going to do my 14.4 centimeters first. 14.4. And then my 9.7. So 9.7. There we go. Okay. So that piece is now going to fit on that panel there with a nice even border around the edges. Okay, so you have a 2mm border all around the edges. Now we won't adhere that yet. We'll go on to do our next piece, which is going to be our water piece. And you can do it that way or that way, but I kind of wanted the waves going across. So I'm going to do it this way. And this piece is going to be 3.5 centimeters by 14.4. So I'm going to go 14.4 again this way first. 14.4. Oops. And then 3.5. 3.5. Oh, no worries at all, Matthew. You have a lovely day. Matthew says, have fun crafting and I'll catch the replay. Oh, fantastic, Matthew. You have a great day too. See you later. Or great afternoon, I should say. There's not much of the day left really now, is there? And then this one is going to be for that side there. All right, so we might go ahead and adhere those pieces now, and then we'll move on to the next steps. All right, and those extra pieces, you're going to keep all of those because they can be used for other cards, they can be used for decorating the inside, etc., etc. So don't throw those away. All right, now I'm going to use some multi-purpose liquid glue because it's going to be a lot quicker for me to do that. Or you can use, oh, actually, you know what? I might use my Stampin' Seal. It's a little bit less messy and it's also very quick. So if you like tape runner, the Stampin' Seal is a great adhesive, nice and strong. There's also Seal Plus as well. You can buy refills for it. So once the tape inside is empty, you can buy a refill to put in in the case again. And yeah, and it's not as messy as using glue. So it just depends. If you're a tape runner person or a glue person, depends on your preferences. All right, so we'll pop this one down with our border. And then this one, I'm going to open up my card to put this one down because this flap keeps on wanting to stick up. So I'm just going to do it this way, and we'll put a little bit of, sometimes with the tear and tape, you've just got to get, the seal, the Stampin' seal, you've just got to get the tape running first. So that's why sometimes you see me advancing the wheel there. Okay, and we'll pop this on here like so. Try and get our borders. Now the good thing is with using multi-purpose liquid glue, of course, is you can wiggle your paper around to line it up. You don't have quite so much luxury to do that when you're using tape runner. So it depends on how precise you like to be. So there we go. So that's the first part of the card. Now that looks great like that. You could make a card like that and put a sentiment on there, you know, some stamped images, etc., die cuts, whatever, to decorate that up, and that would look fantastic. But we're going to step it up and make that extra little card for the front. Okay, so we're going to use the same color as this one here, which is the Misty Moonlight. And where did I put my Misty Moonlight? Did I get the other piece out? Oh, I didn't get the other piece out. Hang on, let me grab that. Oh, no, that's not the right one. Hang on. I had the piece out for the base and I forgot to get the piece out for the extra little card. All right, so let's put our card over to the side. And now the next piece we need is going to be, is anybody creating this along with me? Let me know in the comments if you are. I would love to know if you are creating right along with me. All right, so now this piece, oh, we will need to do a piece for the inside as well. We'll come back to that. This piece is going to be 16 centimeters by 8 centimeters. Okay, so let's do our 8 centimeters first, or actually we might do our 16 centimeters first, actually. Let's do that. So 16. Now, on the Stampin' Up! Trimmer, the 16 centimeters is actually marked here on the brown plastic part here. If you look really carefully, you'll see there is a 16 there. It's right where that arm hinges. Okay, so the 16 centimeters is, just trying to see without my glasses. Let me put my glasses on. There we go. So the 16 centimeters is right there. Okay, and then we're going to cut that, and then we're going to cut that at 8 centimeters. Okay, now along the long side, we're then going to score that at 8 centimeters. And that makes, flip it over, so you've got the mountain fold on the inside, and then fold that in half, and then we're going to burnish that with our bone folder. Oh, bang, that was loud, sorry. Okay, so I'll just fold that in half, oops, fold that in half, and burnish. There we go. Okay, so then we've got our little 8 by 8 card as well. I'm just going to double check that I cut that right. Oh yeah, 8 by 8. Yeah, okay, good. We're just double checking. All right, so that's our little card. Now, for the little card, we're not going to adhere that just yet. Oh, yes, we are. We're going to adhere that first. That's right. And then we're going to do our layers. we'll create our other layers first and then we'll put it together, but we have to be careful about our layers because the ribbon needs to go in between some of those layers. So I'll show you how to do that, but we'll cut all the layers first and then we'll put it together and I'll show you how to add the ribbon. Okay, so the next piece we need is the Night of Navy layer. The Night of Navy, and the Night of Navy layer is going to be 7.5 by 7.5 centimeters. 7.5 by 7.5. Okay. So that's going to be our layer on there like that. Okay. So that will line up like so. And then we're going to use our fishy designer series paper. And our fish paper is going to be 7 by 7 centimeters. So you might want to work out where your fish are sitting and where you're going to get the best images of your fish. So I think I'm going to cut it from that side to get those fish. You might even like to look at the bottom. So we've got measurements at the bottom of our trimmer as well. So let's have a look. 7 centimeters, there's our cutting line. So 7 centimeters is there. So it'll go up to about there. Actually, that would be better down there, I think. So I think we're going to go 7 by 7 down here. So I'm going to go, I might go across 7 centimeters first. Oh no, I'll go up first. All right, so we are at 30, just over 30 and a half, 31 and a half. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could turn it around and do it up the other way so that I knew exactly how far to cut up for 7 centimeters, but that's okay. I'll take it up to the top now and we'll go 7 centimeters from the top down to that cut line there. You can always measure with a pencil as well if you want to, if you don't want to cut into too much of your paper. There we go. So we've got those little fishies there. So we've got some swimming off the page. And that is going to be our layer that's going to go on the front there, like that. Okay, so we can adhere those two together. I might just use my multi-purpose liquid glue for this part so that I get that lined up well. Oops. Okay, so we'll put that down there. Now we don't want to put this panel onto the card yet because the ribbon is going to go in between those two layers. Okay, so we don't want to do that just yet. Oops. All right, so we'll set that aside for a moment. What we're going to do is we're going to come back into our card base. We're going to create an insert here for the card base and we're using Very Vanilla. So I've got my Very Vanilla. And we are going to cut, this one is going to be 10 centimeters by 14.45. So we'll go 10 by 14, oh sorry, 14.4. What did I just say? I don't know what I just said, 14.4. So 10 by 14.4. Okay, and that's going to be our inside layer there. We will add some designer series paper to that to dress that up. So we'll come back and do that in a moment. While we've got our basic white out, we also need, our Very Vanilla out. See, I'm so used to using basic white. I very rarely use Very Vanilla, and I should use it more often because it is so beautiful, such a lovely color. We're going to need an insert for our little square card as well. So that is going to be 7.5 by 7.5. the same as that layer that we made for the front. Okay, 7.5 by 7.5. Now I'm not going to adhere that in there yet because I'm going to stamp on this one. Okay, so that's all of our pieces. So we'll pop that over there. Okay, now with this piece, we want to put a little strip of designer series paper on the bottom. Now you can choose which paper. You've got three different papers to choose from here. So you can choose which one, you know, you want to put on the inside out of those three. So let's see. I might not use the fish because we won't see many of those on there. But we could use either this one. Could do a strip of water across there, which will go really nice with the blue inside, actually, the Night of Navy. Or we could use the little flies. I think I'll use a strip of this one. So we're just going to cut a strip that is 1 centimeter wide, and I'm just going to cut that all the way across just because it's easier. And then we want this 14, what was the inside of this one again? 10 centimeters. 10 centimeters. So I'll cut that at 10. Oops, sorry, I'm off camera. There we go. Okay, and we'll adhere that to our layer. Now, if you are someone who likes to stamp your greeting on the inside of your card before adhering your layer, now would be a great time to do that. I tend to do that before I send my cards when I know who I'm sending them to. And sometimes I don't stamp a greeting at all. I will just write a message because I tend to write a fair bit usually. Oh, that was lucky. That fell up, the glue side up, thankfully. So yeah, so it's up to you if you want to stamp now or wait until you're going to send it. Okay, so we've got our strip across there. We'll add some, just going to pop that down onto a piece of grid paper so that I don't get any glue on my desktop. I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal, Stampin' Seal on the inside. I like to use Stampin' Seal for my inserts rather than the glue. I just find sometimes with the glue, if you're a little bit heavy-handed, sometimes it can show through the white or the very vanilla. Can sort of see like ridges where you've put the glue. Depends on how thickly you lay it down. So I usually like to use either tear and tape or Stampin' Seal for my inserts, just because I tend to be a little bit heavy-handed with my glue. There we go. Okay. So we've got that part of our card done. All right. Next is our little card here. Now, what we want to do is we want to create our insert so that we can adhere this one to our card front before we adhere this, because remember I said we've got to do the ribbon as well. Okay, so for this one, I pulled out this stamp set here. Now I was going to put, Because You Totally Deserve It on the front, but on the inside, I'm just looking to see what I could use for the inside. Let's see. We could even use Hey There or Woohoo. I mean, you can really use whatever sentiment you like for the inside or for the outside, whichever. Let's see. I might even just use Hey There on the inside. And then we might fussy cut a little fish as well. So I'll just find my Hey There sentiment. There it is there. Is that the one? Yep, Hey There. Okay, so This one being a photopolymer stamp, I'm just going to put it down on my paper first. Then I'm going to take my block to the stamp to pick it up. Just with some of those photopolymer stamps, they can be a little bit stretchy. And this one's not so bad, but some of them that are thinner, they can stretch out of shape a little bit. Now, I don't know if I've used this particular stamp before, so because it's photopolymer, I'm going to give it a clean on my chamois, just to remove any of those manufacturing oils that can be on your stamps, because they inhibit the ink from sticking to your stamp. Okay, now let's get some Night of Navy ink. I didn't pull that out before. So we'll grab our Night of Navy ink. I'm going to stamp my Hey There sentiment on the inside there. Let's make sure that we get that lined up. Hopefully that's straight. Oh, I don't have my Stampin' Pierce mat underneath, but it's all good. It's stamped beautifully today, so that's awesome. All right, we'll just get the excess ink off that, and then we'll give it a little clean on our chamois. Now, the Simply Chamois is a great cleaning tool. You'll see that mine is well loved and very stained. I rinse this out every week. It doesn't take all the staining out, but it takes out the surface ink. So then it's nice and clean to clean my stamps again. And as you see, I have a nice clean stamp. Okay. All right. Now we might like to cut out one of the little fishies. Let's fussy cut one of the little fish. Let's see. I like this little one here, this little blue one. It kind of matches with the blue paper. So I'll grab my snips. Just seeing if there's one close to the edge. The top of this one's chopped off a little bit. Or you could even do another strip along the bottom too with the little fish as well. But I think I like this little fish here. So I think I'm going to cut this one out. Just a nice little one. There we go. So this paper is also on special at the moment, 15% off. So if you love this paper, now is a great time to get it while it's discounted. The discount finishes on the 30th of June. So that's Friday of this week. So if you love designer series paper, it is a great time to get it at the moment at a discount while it's 15% off. And there's lots to choose from. There's 13 different DSP packs or designer series paper to choose from. There we go. So there's our cute little fish. That wasn't too hard to cut out. And we'll attach that to the bottom. We'll adhere him to the bottom. Actually, we could even just put it under our Hey There. Let's just put it under there. That way it fills a little bit of space. You can put some more fish there as well to fill in some more space if you want to, because we are going to write our greeting on the inside of the larger card. So we just wanted to put a little decorative, this is just like a little decorative piece here. Okay, so now I can attach this to the inside of my small card. So to advance that wheel, get the tape flowing. Oops. And attach that inside here with our little border around the edges. There we go. You could put another fish at the top there too if you wanted to, but I think I'll just leave it like that. All right, let's move that out of the way. Now, this is the time when we want to adhere this part of the card, but don't adhere the front yet, okay? Let's move that away because the light is glaring off there. Okay, so just get that glue off my fingers. All right, so I'm going to put some, so I'm making sure I'm turning that over the correct way. I'm going to put some multi-purpose liquid glue on here, or you can use your Stampin' Seal or tear and tape. You want something really strong. You could use Stampin' Seal Plus, which is stronger. And we're going to add that there. Then we're going to line this up. Okay, we basically want this in the middle. Okay, so lining it up top to bottom, side to side, and just popping it down there in the middle. I'm just using my eye. I'm not measuring precisely, but it's fine. Okay, so then give that a nice firm press down on your card. There we go. So now it's going to close like that. See how they tuck into each other? Like that, like that. All right, now this is the point where we do the ribbon before we put this one on. Now I have got the beautiful wild wheat textured ribbon. Okay, this is from the In Color range, and this one will go beautifully with this paper. There is another new blue one that would have gone really well, but I don't have it yet. It's on its way. So we need about 30 centimeters of ribbon. Was it 50 centimeters of ribbon. So I'm going to measure on my, now you can cut it direct, you can just measure it directly from your spool of ribbon if you want to, which is what I did on my first one. But this time, just for ease, I'm going to cut my ribbon first at 50 centimeters. So this is another great use of the ribbons in my ribbon sampler. This is 50 centimeters, so it's half a meter, and you get a meter of each of the ribbons in the sampler. Okay, so this is a great way that you can, a great project that you can use a nice big piece of ribbon and really utilize that ribbon. Then what you're going to do is you're going to wrap it. You're going to close, so you're going to close your card this way. Okay, so we open up this little card, close your right flap, close the little card, and then you're going to wrap your ribbon over the top like that. So it's good. You want it in the center of that small card, and you're going to take it across to the back. Then you're going to line up where you're going to need, how long you're going to need to have it to tie your bow. Okay, so let's just tie the bow over here, and because I'm tying the bow here to the right side, you might want to have one length, either the back length or the front length, a little bit shorter or a little bit longer, whichever. And you can trim it up if you need to take a little bit off it. You might find it's a little bit long for what you want. You want it a good length that you can keep retying this though, and you want the recipient to keep retying. Now see how I got, so my bow loops are pretty even, but this side of my ribbon is quite short compared to this side. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my hand on that one and work out which piece of ribbon that is. Right, that's the back piece. So that one needs to be a little bit longer. Okay, so the back piece needs to be a little bit, it depends on how you tie your bows. So that's why I suggest you tie it before you adhere it. We are going to adhere this ribbon, but we want to make sure we get the length right first.
I didn't get that.
Oh.
Could you try again?
No, Siri, go away. We don't need Siri's help right now with tying ribbon. There we go, that's better. Okay, so now we know we've got the length right for our ribbon, and we can trim up those edges. All right, so once we get that lined up, line up your ribbon like so. Okay. Now this is when we're going to adhere this piece onto here, but we're going to need to undo the bow. We just want to make sure that our ribbon's going to be in place. So what you can do is, while that's tied up there like that, grab some glue dots, or you can use some tear and tape and just put a couple of strips of tear and tape over, which is what I did last night because it was a lot quicker, but we're using glue dots today. So I'll take your pick tool, and I'll use the pokey tool, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop a couple of glue dots just under that ribbon. Oops, we want to make sure that it stays in place though. We want it to stay in the middle. There we go. And we're just going to pop that under our ribbon to hold it where we want it. As I said, if tear and tape is easier for you, just whack a couple of pieces of tear and tape over the top. That's what I did last night. Okay, and then while you've got that lined up on the back, pop a piece of pop a little glue dot underneath your ribbon there as well. I just put one last night on my, just near the edge there, just to hold that piece. If you want to, you can put another one up here to hold that piece there, but this will really hold it down here. Okay, so once you've got your little glue dots under your ribbon, so your ribbon's not going to slip around, you can undo that. Okay, make sure that's lying across nice and straight. And then this is when you're going to adhere this piece. Okay, now because I want to adhere over the top of that ribbon and I want that to be nice and held really well and nice and strong, you can either use your Stampin' Seal Plus or you could probably use your Stampin' Seal, but I'm going to actually use Tear and Tape because I like Tear and Tape. It's nice and strong. And I know that everything is going to stay exactly where I want it. Okay. And can you believe I'm actually tearing my Tear and Tape today? I usually am a tape cutter. I like to cut my tape rather than tear it. But, well, I'm just showing you how easy it is to tear your Tear and Tape today. So Tear and Tape is a really nice and strong adhesive. Great for your 3D projects as well. And it's a very good quality one. It doesn't break down or lose its stickiness over time. I've got projects still that I made with this Tear and Tape from years ago, and it is still, whoops, that one's got to go in there, and they're still all adhered. They haven't, if you use, there's cheaper brands, but they don't stick over time. They fall apart. Your projects fall apart, and you don't want them falling apart. You've spent all that time to make them. So there we go. So now we are adhering our ribbon between those layers like that. Okay, so there we go. And now that, when you tie it, so our ribbon's now going to stay on there because we've put those glue dots, and when we close our card, it's going to close like that, and then we're going to do our ribbon up, and we're going to tie our bow. Okay, there we go. And then you can trim up the ends of those bows as well. If you need to trim them up a little bit, trim them up at this point. There we go. Oh, this one's a little bit longer, so you might want to trim that a little bit. You want a good length on the ends of your ribbon because the recipient is going to probably open and close this card many times. So you don't want to make it difficult for them to be able to tie that bow back up. All right, so now what we need to do is we need to add a sentiment here to the front. Now there's a couple of things you could do with this paper. You could just simply add a sentiment, which is what I'm going to do today, or you could fussy cut some of the coordinating fish from the designer series paper and mount them up on Stampin' Dimensionals to make them really pop off the card. If you wanted to, you could do that too. But I'm just going to add a simple sentiment to this one, and then we'll add some bling. So we'll bring back in our stamp set. I'm going to stamp Because You Deserve It. I just think that's a really nice sentiment. Because You Deserve It. Is that the one up here? Yes. No? Is that the one? Oh, Because You Totally Deserve It. That's the one there. Now, this stamp set, funnily enough, this one was actually designed by Lisa Curcio. And as I said to you, the original design of this card was created by her daughter. And this just happens to be Lisa's stamp set that I have chosen today. And it has coordinating dies that cuts out all of the sentiments, each of those sentiments. So I didn't realize that when I'd actually decided to use that stamp set, and I totally had forgotten. Well, I mean, I did know it originally, but I had totally forgotten. And I just remembered when I just picked it up then, and I thought, oh, what a coincidence. Now, I have got in here a little roadmap of which dies are for which stamp set, because there are so many different ones in here. So let's see, I've got 2 sheets. Look at these dies. Look at all these dies you get with this die set. You get all the dies to cut out all of those sentiments, plus you get all of these additional dies as well. So there's different, you know, different things there that you can use to decorate your projects. All right, so the one I want is, that one's come off there. Which one am I using? Because You Totally Deserve It is that one. So that's this one. Now these dies I've actually left on the original sheets because I had a little roadmap that is available. If you do have this stamp set and you want this little roadmap of which die goes with which stamp, because there's a lot of them. Lisa Curcio actually has these on her website. So yeah, if you look up her website, then you'll be able to find that and download that. All right, so it's this one here that we need. Take that off the sheet. There we go. We'll pop those over out of the way. And our stamp set. All right. Now, I haven't used this one before, so again, I'll give it a clean. I have used some of the stamps in that stamp set, but I haven't used all of them yet. There's so many in there. There we go. Nice and clean, nice and dry. Always make sure you stamp with a nice dry stamp. And we need our Very Vanilla. I've got some scrap from earlier, so we'll go ahead and use that scrap. Let's make sure that Y is on my block. Yes, just. Now, I haven't got my Stampin' Pierce mat out, but we'll see if we get a good stamped image without it. If not, then I'll grab it out. There we go. Beautiful. Yes. Oh, Amber has joined us. There we go. Amber said, so handy, saves time finding the one you need. Yep. What are the red dots on the sheet for? Oh, good question, Amber. Oh, I know why. I will tell you. I'll show you what those red dots are for. Because of the way the dies are laid out on the sheets. So that's our die for that one. Because the way the dies have to fit on the sheets, or the way that Stampin' Up has got them on the sheets, the red, some of the dies are upside down. So the red dot actually shows you which way up is the correct way up for the die to coordinate with the stamped image or the sentiment stamp. Yeah, so Because You Totally Deserved It was sideways, and the red dot shows me that that's the right way up. So that's the bottom of the die. Okay, see? And then that's going to, when I flip that over, that's going to fit my sentiment beautifully. Good question. Oh, actually, no, hang on. It's the other way. Sorry, that's the top of the die. That must be the top of the die, not the bottom of the die, the top of the die. I knew it was one way or the other. Yeah, so that's the top. Yeah, because some of them are upside down. So actually, there it is. There's your little key here. Top of die. So I said the wrong thing. It is the top. Yeah. This key is for reference only. Sizes are not accurate. No, they're reduced to fit on the paper. So there you go. And depending on what you were stamping, you could use some of these other little elements here as well on your card also. They kind of don't match with my little fishies, so I'm not going to use those ones today. All right, so now we are ready to die cut our sentiment. Let's bring in our mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Another great little tool. Fantastic to have on your desk. Doesn't take up too much space, and we like to call it the Mighty Mini because it is very strong. And yeah, it's a really strong little machine. Oh, got to grab my washi tape to hold my sentiments in place. My squeaky shoes on today. These new shoes of mine, well, actually, they're not that new. I've had them for a while, but I don't wear them as much as some of, well, maybe I just haven't worn them in yet properly. They're still very squeaky. All right, so we're just going to line up this die, and these dies, they really hug your sentiments. I'm trying to get I'm probably going to get my head in camera, so I apologize for that. Okay, so we're going to put two, one on each side 2 pieces of washi tape, or you could use Post-it notes. If you don't have washi tape, you could use Post-it notes just to hold your dies in place while you feed them through your machine so that they don't move, especially with a sentiment label. Oh, you're liking the card, Glenda? Thank you. I'm glad you like it. I hope that it's given you some ideas. There we go. Look at that. How cute is that? So that's going to be our little sentiment label. Pop that over there for later. Okay, we'll fold this back up. Pop it away. All right. So now we're going to add this to this layer here. And you can put it wherever you like it. I'm actually thinking, because this fish here, when I cut the paper, I cut off a little bit of his face. And I just wonder if I cut another one of them, mounted it over the top, and actually had the rest of his face just going off the edges there, that would be really cute. Now this sentiment, because it cuts so close to the edges, it is, oops, it's a little bit hard to see the sentiment on the vanilla, because it's vanilla on vanilla. So what I think I'll do is I'll grab my sponge daubers out. Let me grab out my Night of Navy sponge dauber. Let's have a look. I've got one for every color. There we go. Night of Navy. These cases I just bought online. Stampin' Up doesn't sell those, but I do like to have a dauber for every color. And I'm going to use a little bit of ink just to go around the edges of my sentiment label, just very lightly, to add a little bit of a border to make that stand out on the card. This is another great tip. You could add a rectangle of cardstock behind it if you wanted to add, you know, some maybe Night of Navy behind it or something like that to really make it stand out. You could do that. But if you don't want to go to that trouble, you can just use your inks and just give yourself a little border, or not give yourself a little border, give your sentiment or your piece that you're mounting a little border, and that helps it to stand out. There we go, just like that. And now when we put that on our card, let's add a little bit more up here. Okay. Amber said, wow, the wild wheat ribbon takes on more of a green tone against the mossy meadow in the DSP. It does, doesn't it? Because when you see the wild wheat, usually it's got a very goldy yellowy undertone. But yeah, it does. And especially I think too on camera, like I'm just watching the playback on my computer, and it does really take on a green tone. So there you go. It's very versatile, this particular color, the wild wheat color, if you want something more yellow, more mustardy, more goldy tone, or if you want something more green, match it up with some green paper. Yeah, it really does change it. There we go. So now when we put our sentiment on our card, you can see it much more easily. All right, so let's cut out one of these fish. Let's see. I hope he's not in the middle of the paper somewhere. There is one up here near the top. Just having a look if there's one at the bottom. Nope. So I'm going to use this one at the top here. Oops. And I do have somebody in mind for this card who is a friend of mine who loves fishing. All right, so we're going to cut around this fish, just leaving a little halo, as I like to say, a little border of the very vanilla around. Now, back in the day when I first started card making, we never used to leave a border around the edge. We used to cut right to the line art of the printed image or the stamped image. But these days, trends have changed. The dies, when you use the dies, they do leave a little bit of a white edge or a little border, a little halo around it. So when we're fussy cutting anything, we tend to leave that little halo around them now, little border. So it's funny how things change over time, but it's the going thing. So there we go. We'll just snip in there where the mouth is too. Oops. That's okay. And I'm just going to go a little bit closer on this edge because I went a little bit closer on the other edges. We want them to be similar. There we go. Great. There's our little fishy. Alrighty. And now let's just check. If I close that and I add this fish there, yeah, his little mouth will just go off the edge there, but that will be fine. All right, so I'm going to put some Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of the fish and on the back of the sentiment, and we'll pop those up. All right, let's see. We might use these minis. Now these ones are from one of the kits. They're left over from one of my old kits I had from the kits collection. So make sure you use these. Don't waste them. Don't throw them out once you finish your kit. These ones are actually a little bit thicker than our standard dimensionals or our usual dimensionals that we can purchase from the catalog or the online store. So just be careful if you are using them in conjunction with the others. Just note that these are a little bit thicker. So they're going to stand up a little bit higher. So I like to just make sure that I mix just my kit ones with other kit ones, which these ones are as well, and you can sit them beside each other and just measure the height. Okay, so these ones are other kit ones. I'm just going to use some of these little offcut bits here. Yeah, so just be aware of that. Oh, I'm using not my good scissors. I'm going to use my tape scissors. Yeah, just make sure that you're using the same height of dimensionals and not mixing your kit ones with your standard dimensionals. Otherwise, your projects will be all wonky. I'm going to pop a little bit in there. I'm a bit pedantic with my dimensionals. I like to use lots because I don't like my pieces to be wobbly at all. So I like to add lots of dimensionals. Now with the tail, let's see if I can get some little strips. I'll cut down some of these dimensionals here and see if I can get some little pieces to just put under the tail so that the tail doesn't sag. It's a bit long. So now I'm getting fiddly. Now I'm getting down to the nitty gritty. So tiny little bit in there. Just make sure that's not going to be seen from the front. Oh, that's just off the edge of the tail a little bit. Let's just maneuver that a tad. There we go. And this little bit that's sticking on my finger, I think I can just add that there like that. There we go. All right, good. Now we will remove all of the backing paper from the Stampin' Dimensionals. So the Stampin' Dimensionals, sorry, I keep using the term Stampin' Dimensional, but for those of you who may not know, it is 3D mounting foam. So it's double-sided adhesive, and it just gives your elements on your projects just a bit of a lift, a bit of that dimension. That's why they're called dimensionals. And it just adds interest to your project. All right, there we go. Okay, so now, oh, we've got a little bit still sticking out there from the edge. Let's see if I can just trim that without trimming his tail. There we go. All right, so we're going to adhere our little fishy on here. He's actually a big fishy compared to the other ones. We'll pop him up on there. I'm just lining it up with the image that's printed on the designer series paper, so I'm making sure that I go over the exact same image there. There we go. And then we'll take the release paper. Julie says, such a beautiful card, Mandy. Did you put any DSP on the back of the card to cover the ribbon? No, I didn't actually, but that is a great idea. You could do that as well. In fact, we could add an extra piece, which is a really great idea, Julie. Thank you for that tip. Now, where are we going to put our sentiment here? We might put it just here. We put it off center a little bit, or we could put it up here. I'm just trying not to cover up too much of the fish. We could pop it up here in the corner, perhaps. Pop it up here in the corner. Yeah, there we go. And then we're not covering up any of those little fish. All right. So I like Julie's idea about adding an extra piece for the back to cover up the ribbon, which is a great idea. So let's do that. Let's add an extra piece. I think the original card didn't, but I like that idea that we could do that. So I would probably add the same as what I've got on the front. I mean, you could add a different one, I suppose, but I'll probably make it the same as the one on the front. So let's grab another piece of the designer series paper. You know what? We could even change it up. Hang on a minute. We add the fishing rods on the back and have another different piece on the back. What do you think? Because that matches. That's the wild wheat. That's the same paper as same color as the ribbon. What if we had that on the back? What do you think? And then there's an extra. It's an extra piece of the paper. Doesn't kind of really go with what's on the front. Well, goes with the fish. Yes, the rods. Amber likes the rods. Okay, we'll do that. All right, so we're going to cut. Now this measurement, I'm going to have to double check because it's going to be a different, oh, it should be the same as the inside piece. So let's check what this one was. This one was 10 by 14.4. Okay, so we'll do the 14.4 first. 14.4 and 10. Julie's saying, or even the other side of the rods could work. Oh, yes, that's nice too, isn't it? I think any of them would be beautiful because they all coordinate. So excuse my little cough there. I'm doing so much talking. Now let me just check. Have I missed any comments along the way? Hopefully if I've missed any, Amber's picked them up for me. Yeah, no, I think we're all good. I think I've kept up with everybody. Okay, so let's close our card up. Flip over. I do like this color matching the ribbon actually. I think I'm going to go with that one because I like that it matches the ribbon. Yes, I think I like that. Let's see the other side as well. Look, you could do that one as well. I think either or. I think they both would look nice because they coordinate with the whole suite of paper, or the whole pack of paper coordinates with each other. But I think I'll go with the rods because they match the ribbon. I think I'll go with those. All right. So I'm going to put some Stampin' Seal on the back of this one. And I might do an extra piece down the middle just to go over. Yeah, you like it too, Julie. I'm going to open this up just to go over that ribbon. Okay, so we'll line it up, get it nice and straight. There we go. There, look at that. I might have to add an extra piece of ribbon on my original card now too, Julie. I'll have to go back in tonight and add an extra piece on there, or tomorrow when I get a chance to. There, yeah, that looks really good. Look at that. Fantastic. Oh, I'm happy with that. All right, now we've got to add our bling. Okay, so bling. We have got, I picked out a few different ones that would match. The rustic metallic adhesive back dots are jumping out at me, actually. I think I really like those. We've also got the brushed metallic adhesive back dots, and we've got the in color, the 2023 to 2025 in color dots. They would be great too, but I think the colors are a little bit too bright, although the pebbled path would be good, but I'm really liking the rustic. I think the rustic goes well with the fishing theme. I think these ones go really well. Rustic, yes. I think so too, Brenton. The rustic, yeah. Jean says, great idea creating live together. Yes. Have you been creating along too, Jean? If not, then feel free to create along with me next time when I come live. So I go live every Monday afternoon at 4 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. And then that's here on Facebook. And then over on my YouTube channel, I go live on Thursday mornings at 11 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. So depending on where you are, you might just need to convert the times. But yeah, that's when I go live. All right, so you know what I might even do on this one? Just wondering. Because it's, yeah, you know what? I'm going to do this a little bit differently. I'm going to put one of these in each of these corners, which I just like the look of that. So I've got 3 because this one's got the sentiment, so that's okay. And then I'm going to add a couple down here as well. So let's add, you know what? I might add a small one. Or could we do it at the top? Let's do it at the top. I'll put a small one there and the large one above it. There we go. Fantastic. Look at that. All right, so now let's tie our bow. Now, if you wanted to, you could just tie a knot, but I thought the knot might be, you know, because it's a masculine card, the knot might be a bit difficult for people to undo. So, you know what, I just had an idea. What we could do is you could tie a bow, but you could actually, if you didn't want a bow because it's a masculine card, if you know, some people don't like bows on masculine cards, what you can do is pull that all the way through and have it like that, and then you could just trim that a bit shorter and have it so that it sits like that. So that's another idea that you could do, but I think I'm going to stick with the bow. In which case you'd need to, yeah, you'd need to have that piece a little bit shorter. There you go. Now, the ends of this ribbon, they do tend to fray, and I've just pulled that really hard there, so that one has actually frayed, but I like the look of that because I think it adds to the texture. So let's purposely fray some. I think it adds to the texture of the card. And being that it's a masculine card, I think added texture is awesome. So there you go. So you can fray those ends away, or you can trim. Actually, let's just trim. Hang on a sec. Not that one. This one. I'll just trim that little bit that wants to sort of kick up there, like that. So it goes more across. Give it a little. Give the frayed ends a little haircut, just so that they look. They're frayed, but they still look a little bit neat. We don't want them too neat, but, you know, we want them to be contained. There we go. There. Finished. So, let's have a look at our original card. Let's move all of this out of the way. So there we go. What do you think? Cute, hey? So this is the original one, and I'll go back in and I'll add that extra paper to the back. I love that idea, Julie. Thank you so much for sharing that idea. For the inside here, for this little piece here, I just used some of the designer series paper. It was actually the reverse side of this piece of paper, and it had that green design on it, and I used the bow punch for that, which I forgot to show that earlier. That's a really great punch, that one. There's a new stamp set that was designed by one of our 1 Million Achievers, Rachel Tessman, and she designed a stamp set in this catalogue that matches with that stamp set, with that punch. So let's tie this one back up. So that was a lot of fun. I really like this fun fold card. I haven't made one of these, as I said, for a number of years, but it is a great way of using up our beautiful designer series paper because we've got it, we want to use it, and we want to make beautiful projects that we can then share with those we love. So this one's got much longer ribbon, but you can trim that up, you know, whatever size you like. But there you go. Take my specs off now because now I can see. Yeah, everyone liked the rustic. Good. Glenda says she loves both of them. Amber says it's interesting how different the same layout can look just by changing the paper. Yes, yeah. And Rose says, good idea for a mail card. Good choice. Thank you. Thanks so much. And see how easy it was with just the paper and just a sentiment. You can just use any sentiment out of any set that you already have. You don't necessarily have to have the stamp set that goes with the paper, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, which is what I did on both of those. I just used the stamps and dies I already had in my set. So there you go. Both are gorgeous. Brenton says, thank you. Thanks, Brenton. Julie says, I have made similar ones which have the DSP on the back to cover up the ribbon. Ah, okay. So that's how you knew about that tip, because you'd done that yourself. Yeah. I really like that look on the back too. I think that really adds to it, doesn't it? Rather than just having the ribbon running across. I mean, that's fine too if you didn't want to add the paper, but I think that just adds an extra finesse to the card, doesn't it? Just having that paper. So I definitely have to go back in and add some paper to this one. So there you go. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to just tip the camera back up. And I wanted to ask you all something. So just bear with me. I'm going to cover up the camera while I do a little transition here. Oh, no, wrong way. That's got to go that way. That's the opposite, that one. One of my little hinges is the opposite to everything else, and I always forget. That one? Yep. Okay, and up. Bear with me. I'm coming back. I haven't gone far. I am still here. Okay, and we shall do a little flippity flip here. There we go. Readjust. Okay, and we'll get some lights. There we go. Thank you for bearing with me. So what I was going to ask you is, who thinks that they will go on to create one of these fun fold cards? Do you think that you'll make one of these? Did you like that type of fold? It's really cool, and using that beautiful DSP. And this is a great project as well for using some of that retired designer series paper that you've got in your stash, because us paper crafters, you know, we've always got a hoard of stash of, I don't know if you want to call it a hoard of or a stash of retired designer series paper. So it is a great one to use that. And it's actually quite easy when you've got all the measurements. And as I said, all of the measurements will be on my blog tomorrow. So make sure you check that out tomorrow. But yeah, it's actually quite a simple card to put together, but so effective just with all those layers and those different papers. So, oh, great. Some of you are saying you will. Fantastic. Janelle said yes, she's going to create one of these. Brenton is going to. Julie's going to. And Rose as well is going to. Fantastic. I would love to see them when you're finished. If you would like to share them with me, feel free to send me a photo of your finished project, whether or not that's through email or messenger, however you'd like to send them to me. If you would like to share them with me, I'd love to see them, see how they turned out. I'm sure they're all going to be beautiful. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. That was a lot of fun. I'm glad you all enjoyed it as well. There's my two beautiful cards again. And yeah, just look how different they look, but it's the same layout. And just decorate that front up however you like. Now, one thing too, I was going to say, and I forgot to say it, if you didn't want to use, wait, let's go this one because this is the one I made today. If you didn't want to use designer series paper here, you could just stamp on a plain piece. So in my case for this card, it would have been very vanilla. You can stamp your coordinate, if you have the coordinating stamp set or whatever, you can stamp onto this front section here and decorate that panel up there. You could also even add extra bits and pieces here or on this side panel if you wanted to as well. So you can decorate it in all different types of way. You don't have to just use the designer series paper for that panel there. So yeah, so that's just another little idea. The original one I made, we actually stamped our images and then stamped them again and mounted them up on that centerpiece there. So yeah, so it's just some more ideas for you. All right, well, I will let you all go. I hope you have a great week. I look forward to seeing you all again really soon. Remember, I will be live again over on my YouTube channel on Thursday morning at 11 a.m, all being well. And that's 11 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time if you're wanting the time conversion. And then once that video finishes, or once I finish filming over there, I will upload it over here on Facebook as well, so you won't miss out. All right, if there's anything I can help you with, then please let me know. Remember too that I have got the ribbon sampler ending today, so if you would like to register to get some of those beautiful ribbons, these are two of the ribbons that are included in the ribbon sampler. If you would like to get your hands on some of those beautiful, beautiful ribbons, there are 20 different ribbons and trims that are on offer in 2 separate samplers. So you can choose which option A, option B, or option 1, option 2, or you can choose to get them all. It's totally up to you. So definitely check out the link. I did pop it in my my comments earlier. I'll pop it again right now in the comments again, and it'll also be in the description of the video, because I don't want any of you to miss out if you had really wanted to participate in that, because it does close today. It'll be closing off tonight. So there you go. I've just popped it in the comments. So yeah, so feel free to jump in on that, and I look forward to seeing you really soon. So have a great rest of the week, and as I always say, happy crafting. Take care, everyone. Bye.